You know, I tell people running is a lot like a race where it's a distance race. We're shoulder to shoulder. You know, I can't just flat out go. I'm kind of pacing you, watching you, seeing where you're going, when I'm going. There's a lot of strategy behind the actual conditioning part of our sport.
As he comes in the cage, that's Jeremiah Scott. Let's head into our ring announcer. His name is Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third bout on the card is a catchweight bout in the lightweight division, and it is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and it is presented by Bull Nutrition. Let's meet our fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighing in at 160 pounds. He holds a professional record of 11 wins, 7 losses, and he fights out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Zach the Juice JUUSOLA. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 159 1/2 pounds. He holds a professional record of 8 wins, 5 losses, and he fights out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Jeremiah the Prophet Scott.
These guys are going to be fun. I could guarantee you that 100%. These guys are going to be fun.
Yep. I'm fully expecting Jeremiah to come just sprinting across the cage at this point.
Again, one more time, this is a catchweight bout at 160 pounds. And Jeremiah Scott taking his time. Interesting. I thought he was going to come out harder than this.
Well, and I think maybe even the jog around the cage was kind of his way of expending nervous energy, but settling into the fight, not running straight into a guy who has the boxing of Zach and running into a hard shot.
And I believe this fight, I believe that Zach was originally supposed to be taking on someone else, and that's why they got the extra 5 pounds of catch weight. So he didn't have to cut as much weight either. So both guys probably a little more relaxed than normal because they had to cut 5 less pounds than they normally would for the.
Yeah, Zach was extremely prepared, so even taking a fight on short notice. But the thing is again, the weight cut. Sometimes if you only have 10 days notice before a fight, cutting that extra weight. A lot of guys start their cut at that point 2 or 3 weeks before. So better just to accept a fight at a catch weight than to come in saying you're going to guarantee a certain weight class and then miss weight when you show up.
100%.
Jeremiah's doing a good job of just trying to control distance and frustrate, Zach. Throwing shots, moving around, kind of nullifying the fact that Zach has reach. Zach changing levels now for a shot.
Wow.
Hit an Iranian lift after the double. He's going to turn the corner here by popping the.
Now explain what Jeremiah might be looking for. He might be looking for the upside-down triangle.
Yeah, a lot of times you do. That's a position happens a lot of times in folk-style wrestling. You go over the top and you kind of trap it. You try to stall from here. But obviously there's no stalling in this position for us in MMA. So a lot of times guys will hook up that reverse triangle. Now he's probably going to slide down for a knee bar. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it. He's kind of in position for that. And there he goes for the knee.
Interesting position, but Zach looks very, very patient.
He is. He's stacking it, trying to push the hips down. And right now, it's just not doing anything silly to get reversed. He's in great position on top because he got the leg crossed over. It's going to make it very difficult until Jeremiah pushes him out. Now he's able to get a closed guard. But right now, closed guard against the cage. This is not a great position. And now Zach's moving him towards there. This is a great position for the top guy, Zach, to be able to inflict damage. That makes it very hard to be mobile in your guard when you're down here. Now the legs are getting opened up. He's going to be able to drive hips forward, Zach is, and rain down shots.
And we still have quite a bit of time here in this first round. Just about 2 minutes here into this first round. So he's going to have a lot of time to work from that position and make an impression in the judges' minds.
Yep.
Wow. Good scramble.
Good job of Jeremiah getting out of it. That was a bad position to be in. Bad spot of the cage and how he was addressing it. But he was able to run up the cage, basically almost ground beating a way out of it up to his feet.
A little bit of a low kick there. So we had a little bit of a low blow there from Zach. I'm sure Jeremiah is fine. He's going to take a little breather there for a moment, as he should. It's his right to do so. And Zach's going to get a warning from our referee.
Yeah, unintentional at first. I mean, there's times where it's very obvious isn't unintentional, but here it was an unintentional growing attack.
And this happens a lot when one fighter is a southpaw and one is a traditional stance, correct?
Yeah, it does. And here in that situation, it was just a simple inside kick. Both guys were actually standing southpaw at that moment, and just a mistimed shot. That's the problem with the inside leg kick, and especially the cross kick that you're talking in an open stance. If a guy moves any direction, forward or back, it causes a groin shot. That's why, you know, I teach a lot of my guys, and myself included, we aim for the knee or lower, so that way we know it doesn't slide up and hit anything that causes, you know, an unintentional loss of a point. Beautiful jab.
Yeah, back to the action now. Zach touching him. Now Jeremiah moves a lot. Oh, nice spinning back fist.
Yeah.
Jeremiah likes this bigger cage. This is a 30-foot cage.
Yeah, he uses his feet, moves a ton. You know, even when it's, you know, not necessarily in range to attack or strike. And Zach is trying to march him down, much more traditional style. So he's strafing to his right. And then Zach looking to go ahead and probably get his jab to be active right now.
Hard check kick there to the right hand. Hey, before that, I'll tell you what, Zach checked the kick, and that was legit. And for people who've never felt what a real check shin to shin is, it can change your life.
Absolutely. You know, and a lot of times too in fighting, how many times I'll throw a kick and if someone checks it, I almost kind of guarantee that's the last time I'm throwing that kick. All right, you know how to check it properly. I ain't tossing that around anymore.
Jeremiah just landed a great body kick to Zach. And that's the thing that was open with both fighters standing, one southpaw, one traditional. But they are moving back and forth a lot. Jeremiah moves to southpaw a lot.
He does, and right now his movement is starting to slow down. Those big, huge movements exploding from the outside, they're unpredictable and they're nice. It's almost like a changeup. But eventually they're fatiguing. They take a lot of energy. And you can see that the style that Zach is using is less energy abusive. He's able to, you know, look, nice straight right hand, sprawled on the takedown. His feet are under him, throwing the jabs. Yeah, less unpredictable, but much easier to keep this style up.
He's using his energy economically.
Much more efficiently. And you just do a nice right hook to the body, and those jabs are effortless, and they just really eat people up.
Good first round.
Excellent first round.
We saw a little bit of everything, didn't we? We saw a takedown attempt. We saw some fishing for submissions, a scramble. We saw kicks. We saw punches. We even saw a groin shot. So we've seen everything.
Yeah, a little bit of groundwork. Yeah, it was a great first round. And also, too, I like watching the two different styles. Jeremiah Scott dancing around, moving, exploding from far distance, in and out. Almost more of a karate style type of Machida, you know, big movements.
Now we saw the takedown from Zach. I don't know if you noticed, but Jeremiah went straight to a tie plum position when he defended that takedown.
Yeah, he was trying to go ahead and grab it, I think, but just underestimated. I mean, that's a great way if you can stop someone with your forearms, but if they drive in through that double, they're going to go ahead and get it more often than not. And a couple nice shots landed for Jeremiah on the outside. It's just because his very unorthodox moving, big movements in and movements out, those things can land.
Once again, Zach JUUSOLA and Jeremiah Scott here in the second of 3 5-minute rounds. Eric Apple joined by Frank Mir here at XMMA in Greenville, South Carolina.
Nice shot.
Big right hand there.
Good defense there for Jeremiah Scott. He almost tried to wrap the guillotine, which until you get your hips back, I'm not a fan of.
Now the fighters are talking. Zach telling the referee that Jeremiah's grabbing the gloves, and Jeremiah's responding to the referee as well. And this is what we talked about. Is Jeremiah's movement going to slow down a little bit, and Zach's going to be able to get hold of him?
Yeah, Zach is very efficient, very comfortable wrestling. He has his hands locked here. Let's see if he gets his hips in front and just twist Jeremiah down the cage. If he can drive his left hip in there in front, he can block it off and almost kind of do like a, an arm throw with the underhook. There, he's got his hand up. Oh, but he allowed him to release through. Looking like he was going to clinch. Nice knee in there short, but Jeremiah did a good job of getting his back off the cage and getting this back out in the open territory.
We're just about 1 minute and 10 seconds through this second of 3 5-minute rounds. And Jeremiah Scott back on his feet moving, and he's looking to put those hands on his opponent, Zach JUUSOLA.
JUUSOLA right now at this range, this is his fight. Much, longer reach, more of the boxing style. Jeremiah's losing the advantage he had when he was moving big movements on the outside and bursting in. But now those body shots, couple bit of the grinding, they add up, they're fatiguing. That's why sometimes guys will do things in the gym and be like, hey, that's great and it works. But how often can you keep it going? How long can you do that maneuver?
Double leg by Zach JUUSOLA. Oh, and Jeremiah took his shot with that guillotine and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, you know what? It's a home run to go for that, but I still feel like it's too early in the fight for him to have gone for that without really making sure it was secure, because now he misses the guillotine and he gave up the takedown that essentially he stopped from JUUSOLA. He was able to stop it and stuff the shot, and now he's on his back, and this is not an area you want to rest. And in the eyes of the judges, you're not doing well.
So we got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the second round, and he's on his back with his opponent squarely between his legs in his guard, so it's going to be tough for him to get up from this position.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to be scrambly and explosive, so it's going to take some energy. He's going to get ready. If I would probably dare to see him drive shin across,
big elbow,
go to his feet, and then push up. Yeah.
Big elbow in the guard there from Zach.
Now Zach just needs to keep driving forward. Little veteran things there, like covering the face with a hand, impeding the breathing there of Jeremiah Scott. But Zach needs to, his corner should be calling out for him to work Scott to the cage so that those big elbows would be hard to throw. You can't throw those with your head stuffed against the cage.
Yeah, now with 2 minutes to go here in the second round, Frank, I want to ask you a question. You talked about pushing your opponent to the cage, but a lot of fighters now are really good at using the cage to get up.
They are.
So that's not always true anymore.
No, yeah. And as you move towards the cage, it could be your friend or it could be your enemy, depending on who knows how to use it. If you're on top and you know how to keep your opponent's hips on the ground, absolutely moving towards the edge of the cage. If he keeps opening guard and trying to walk.
Look at this. Fishing for the submission off his back.
That was a great hand explosion combination. Zach really was getting in there, throwing down some heavy blows. But Jeremiah Scott was able to slide off of one. It almost took his back. Nice armbar attempt. Open guard.
And now here's the point, though. Zach JUUSOLA is really, for the most part, he's got to take this round in the eyes of the judges. There's no way he can lose this round unless something crazy happens here in the last few seconds.
Big reversal, maybe fighting out of a submission real hard.
Now he's moving to side mount.
Yep, but he's going to be able to. Jeremiah Scott's feet are on the cage, so if he hip heists and runs hard, it's going to be hard for Zach to hold him down. Just like that.
Good scramble there, but Zach seemed prepared for it.
He was ready. He didn't overcommit. Floated on top of him is what we would say, in the corner. Float him, and then as soon as he established position, drive him over again, break him down, and now he reversed and is back on top position. So that's a great exchange there for Zach, because there Jeremiah uses his energy, explodes, does the right thing, tries to make something happen, but it comes away with nothing but still bottom position.
And this is, most likely got to be an easy 10-9 round for Zach on top, controlling his opponent that he slowed down with 10 seconds to go here in the second of 3 rounds.
Yeah, this round makes it easy to judge. First round, it was a difficult round just because of the movement. Jeremiah landed some good shots to snap Zach's head back. Zach landed some shots, but that second round, much easier to be a judge.
100%, and that's never an easy job, or that's never a job I ever envy.
Nah, I think most of us that are fighters don't ever want to become judges.
The funny thing is people like us should be the judges.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
To be accurate, but we don't want to be.
No, because you know how much a close decision can really affect the trajectory of someone's
It can change someone's life.
Yeah, it can, totally.
As we see our fighters, in the corner, we see Zach with that double leg. And it's a great sprawl by Jeremiah Scott. And he immediately went for that guillotine, and then he sat back for it. But man, even before he sat back for it, he had the neck.
Well, it just needed to cinch it up a little bit tighter. And when you see him pull it, the grip was a little loose. Yeah. He did everything from the shoulders down perfectly. Blocking it, pulled his hips back, wraps the neck loose, and pulled it. Should have made sure it was tighter, and obviously he learned that himself.
As we see some more ground and pound here from a half guard, but I mean the sprawl and the hip movement, the reaction time was amazing.
That was great. He did everything right. Yep. It's just that guillotine making. Hey, it's MMA. Yep. You can do 9 things right, and the 10th one is the reason why you're on the bottom.
All right, third of 3 5-minute rounds here at XMMA, Greenville, South Carolina, here at the Ball Secure Wellness Center. And Jeremiah Scott is coming out like he has something to prove, because he does. There's a good chance he's down 2-1, or it could be 1-1. But either way, he needs to win this round if he wants to win the fight.
And it changes the parameters of how this fight's going. Right now, the first round especially, Jeremiah was running and making Zach chase him. Now, Jeremiah's in a position where he has to chase. He's going to run into shots. Yeah, Zach, you beat me to it, man.
Yeah, just a standard, straightforward double leg, gets the takedown, and he comes around and he turned the corner to finish it.
Yep. And it's easier to take someone down who's walking into you than walking backward. I mean, watch any folk-style wrestling match. If you walk backwards, they call you for stalling. And the reason why, it's hard to take a guy down who's moving backwards.
Sure.
So the fact now that he has to move forward to make something happen is going to make it easier for Zach to get the takedowns, is what we just saw right there. And again, you were talking about guys knowing how to use the cage. Jeremiah Scott doesn't. I don't think he probably has a cage in his room. Or
he has pushed off it once or twice in his scrambles. But you're right. As far as scooting his butt to the cage again, no, he hasn't been able to do that.
No, he doesn't know how to break guard, get his back to the cage so that he can get his head above and hips up and get out of there.
And that just might be good instincts on his part, what he did before.
I think so.
Look at this.
Grimace, but the elbow looks like it's out.
I mean, he is dangerous off his back.
Yeah. Great jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, showing well-roundedness.
Just couldn't get the finish. Zach was able to get the arm out. But hey, you know what though? I'm a judge and I'm watching this fight. It's pretty close right now. I'm starting to edge towards Jeremiah as far as right now. That was doing more damage. That arm bar, especially the facial expression of Zach, showed that, hey, that thing was tight. Now, he got out of it. Now he's back on top. So you're going to have to do some more. But that starts to close the gap.
Yeah, sure, certainly does. Now, Zach's just going to work from the guard here. Just staying busy, peppering little shots. Nothing gigantic as of yet. We have 2 minutes and 40 seconds or so left here in the third of 3 rounds. And the ref is going to stand him back up, get him back to the feet.
Really?
Interesting.
That was a extremely strange.
That was a quick stand-up.
All right. So who's the local guy again?
Well, sometimes we saw a lot of work from inside the closed guard in the second round. Saw it again here in the third round. So maybe the ref assumed it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah, but still, I was pretty busy.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, okay. We both established
pretty quick stand-up.
That was a quick stand-up.
I've seen worse. Nice body shot. Nice body shot.
And not just, the skills you develop when you train pure boxing. In MMA, kickboxing, a lot of us are headhunters because of the knees.
Yes.
So jab, cross, hook to the body, to the head. The body shot is definitely much, worked on and established in pure boxing. So the guys like Zach who work a lot of pure boxing, if they can bring that over and be able to avoid, the knees to the head or any kind of chopping elbows and work the body, it can be a great asset in what you just saw right there.
Sure. Now, Jeremiah was moving around a lot in the first round, but he's definitely slowed down after being on his back quite a bit here in the last 2 rounds. He's got 1 minute and 30 to do something to take this fight back. Oh, big body shot again. More body shots from Zach.
Those are beautiful shots to the body.
Yeah, that's showing some high-level boxing.
And in a body shot, you know how it is. You can take a shot to the head, and 30 seconds later, if you're still in the fight, you can shake those cobwebs out. You take a bad body shot, and you get some of it back. You never get it all back.
Yeah, 100%. Zach is really, really starting to control this fight now. He's the one controlling the center of the ring. He's pushing the action, landing punches and kicks.
Yeah, marching forward. That was a nice little look away, spin back knuckle. I like it. Being tricky.
Some people can make the spinning back fist and elbows work.
Yeah, then those are kind of Hail Mary shots.
Sure.
They land and you look like a superstar.
Oy.
Or sometimes you miss and you just get dragged down because you gave up your back and you look silly.
30 seconds to go. Can Jeremiah Scott pull a rabbit out of a hat here in the third and final round to find a victory?
And again, walking in, prime time for Zach to hit a shot.
Oh, interesting. Jeremiah going to the takedown. Not a bad idea. Now, Can he win the round like this? Maybe not, but still, definitely a good impression in the minds of the judges. For this to be the last thing they see, him on top, inside now.
He has a takedown. He so far has attempted 0 punches.
Yeah.
There's a half maybe, that doesn't, you know, I mean, for me, for a judge to even think that that gives a round to a guy, I'd have to have a strong talking to you about what fighting's about.
I'll tell you what, though. Like I said, you know, it's about putting some of the minds of the judges. Sometimes a lot of fighters and their coaches believe if you win the first 60 seconds and the last 60 seconds of a round, you got it.
It does. It does have influence on judges and how the perception of on who's winning that fight.
All right, we do have our official particulars. We're going to throw it in to our ring announcer. His name is Big Mo. We got a little bit of beef going on here. We got guys in the stands.
After 3 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for the official decision. All 3 judges have ruled this a unanimous decision victory for Zach the Juice JUUSOLA.
Well, not too much of a surprise. I feel like Zach controlled it.
Winner, Zach. Hey, obviously starting off right at the bat, you were marching him down. A lot of footwork, big movements at the beginning. How much was that throwing you off the first round?
You know, it made me chase a little bit, made me stay calm. I couldn't really find my rhythm because he wasn't giving me nothing to find like a typical fighter. It threw me off. But I could feel him slowing down. Like you hit him with like 1 liver shot, 2 liver shots, little body shots, and start respecting, and all the little tricks go out the window. I caught him with a good jab lunging in, and that went out the window.
Now, one of the things he did great off his back there was that armbar attempt. It looked like it was close. How close was it?
Man, you know what? The armbar was close. I was pulling out and had something else going on my collarbone, a little pop there, but ended up getting out of it. And props to him. It was deep, it was tough, but I was winning. I couldn't go down like that, my brother.
Then in the end, it seemed like he had to switch gears, and now he was moving towards you. But those body shots really paid a factor into the fight. Was it part of the game plan or something you saw as the fight was going on?
You know what? I'm always a body shot guy all the time, and I wait for the double pillar block. He had an exceptionally good double pillar block. Usually I can work in between it. But when anybody goes high, you know there's always an opening. So if you got good eyes, good power, good speed, good angles, you can take advantage of stuff like that.
Thank anybody when you're done?
Man, I want to thank Lance here, man. I want to thank my boy over here, Dane. I want to thank everybody, Extreme Couture, 10th Planet, Strikers Only, my beautiful fiance, Catherine, who holds me down, my daughter up in Minnesota. And shout out to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, who saved my life last year, born again Christian, baptism of fire. The only reason I'm here today, and now I got focus in my life.
Your winner, Zach JUUSOLA!